The fifth dimension. 5 signs that you're already living there. On to higher consciousness. The technology pioneer and ingenious inventor Nikola Tesla once stated, "If you want to understand the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration." So a dimension is not about the physical idea of an extended space into which we can teleport sometimes, but about a higher level of consciousness. The spiritual world always speaks of dimensions when actually different frequency levels are meant. We will not physically move anywhere else, even if we speak of ascending to the 5th dimension. This summit victory refers purely to the expansion of our perception with all senses. Colloquially, one hears or reads nevertheless again and again of a new earth and a new age. The elevation of our consciousness will change our reality. There is no doubt about that at all. Especially exciting is the fact that all known dimensions exist at the same time, like parallel universes, even if we always perceive only one of them consciously. There are 5 clear signs that you and your spiritual center have already arrived in the 5th dimension. We will show you these here. 1. You are being pushed in a certain direction. Even if you don't like the idea of being externally determined, this is exactly how ascending to the 5th dimension feels at first. Like a gentle wave, this development simply pushes you along. You don't even notice it when the course is set for it. But a lot had to happen for you to be ready for this special journey. As with any adventure, the outcome is uncertain. A spiritual awakening never feels easy, nor is it easy to understand. Confusion and irritation will constantly accompany you in the beginning. Your world will open up and many good opportunities will arise. Seize every single one of them. In this way, you will be pushed, almost unnoticed, in exactly the right direction in which your spiritual guide and your light figures want you to be. When it is time for your destiny, nothing and no one will be able to stop this dynamic. Do not try to resist it. Even if you are not used to events around you taking on a life of their own, and fear of loss of control is taking hold of you, just let these things happen. They follow, like everything in the metaphysical world, their very own laws and their highly individual timing. If you trust the process, your skepticism will soon turn into confidence and your fear of change into hope for a new beginning. 2. Kindness rules your everyday life. The sunny side of the 5th dimension is clearly visible in the faces of the people who are allowed to live in it. If your environment suddenly seems friendlier and much more amiable than a few days or weeks before, this is also a clear sign of your successful ascent. The people who have successfully climbed the summit towards enlightenment have arrived at their spiritual goal. Of course, they still do not know everything about life and their purpose in this world, but they know that they have proven themselves worthy of leaving the world of banalities behind. You will discover more and more traces of love in your life from now on. Share them, and they will continue to multiply. What you carry in your heart, you carry out into the world. From this gift comes the responsibility to contribute as much good as possible to the success of this experiment. 3. Something has clearly changed. The sun is shining brighter, the birds are chirping more happily than usual, and many of the things that would have annoyed or frustrated you until recently can no longer harm you. Suddenly, it seems to you as if the world would shine in another light, and the people in it have also changed for the better. We must not imagine the entrance into the 5th dimension like a jump or a rapid elevator ride upwards. It will take place quietly, and every day you will be able to recognize more details that point to it. If you stay alert and trust your intuition, you will soon notice the many positive changes around you. Your inner attitude will respond accordingly. This creates vibrations that in turn resonate. Every little detail of your entry into the 5th dimension will thus contribute to making your world a better place. Every one of your feelings and every one of your thoughts will be a building block that shapes the steps towards spiritual enlightenment. 4. Your way up to here was not an easy one. Spiritual awakening presupposes an already completed life path, which we understand as part of our identity. If you do not see your own history in context with the present and future, you are not yet ready to cross over into a new spiritual age. However, if you can look back on a life that was full of ups and downs, you bring with you an important prerequisite for your ascension into the fifth dimension. It requires life experience, scars, and a life path that was anything but easy. Why does it have to be that way? Spiritual growth is not something we can pick on the sunny side of life like ripe fruit, and it certainly does not fall into our laps. Only those who have come to know the dark side of this coin we call life can enjoy its light. We must have walked through the much-quoted dark valley in order to earn the fantastic future prospects at the summit. This has nothing to do with a test. Neither the universe nor God wants to test us or make us jump over an invisible blade. But any growth needs time, patience, and the ideal climactic conditions. This includes storms, barren times, and the threat of uprooting. 5. Facts are replaced by feelings. This last point is extraordinarily difficult for people who are especially mindful. Those who have always been anxious to let their heads make all the decisions will not be very happy about letting feelings rule now. But this process is also gradual and does not take place overnight. We learn intuitively at some point that there are things between heaven and earth that we cannot see or explain. Nevertheless, and we could swear this by everything that is sacred to us, they are there. Reaching the fifth dimension will replace logic and reason. They will not become completely obsolete, but we will quickly learn that we are sometimes better off with our gut feelings and the help of our subconscious. On the roof of the spiritual world, we may think of the fifth dimension as the highest level our consciousness can reach. We can work throughout our lives to eventually make the transition to this world. However, there is no guarantee for it. Those who go through their everyday life mindfully, cultivate their spiritual side, and remain open to new things have good chances. The more positive energy we bring to the outside world, and the more opportunities we take to make this world a better place for everyone, the sooner we will be granted the ticket to this highest of all spheres. We then no longer have to be anything. At the same time, however, we are everything.